not exceptionally short, not like the under a minute ones that I've done once or twice, but pretty short. On my way to Shabbos, so gotta finish loading up the car, go over to my in-laws. That's where I spent about half my Shabbosim. Probably more like 70% of my Shabbosim. Anyway, first off, it is something called Sfirat Omer. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but I don't shave between Passover and the 34th day of the count of the Omer. So we'll get the beard growing in. This is about 18 days of growth. Very interesting for me to see. I'm not used to documenting it. This is now the second year where I've had a shaved face, so I'm watching it happen. I'm watching the live streams. I'm checking them out. I'm doing it more this year because we're here on YouTube, and every time I want to look stuff up, it just starts auto-playing them. But there's also more metrics for me to check out. So anyway, I've been noticing the beard growth more. Anyway, this was Free Comic Book Day week. I find it fascinating that I had multiple customers who were at Free Comic Book Day mention how busy Free Comic Book Day was and how full it was and how wonderful it was. It's definitely true. It was a very busy Free Comic Book Day. It was certainly busier than last year or the year before that. Again, I said it didn't compare with the previous way we used to do things with our 13 guests and all that. I am considering, though, after I saw that a vast majority of the sales were only on the sale items, I'm definitely considering that we do have to have a real name guest. I mean, I would say Colleen Venable is a name guest if I had promoted her. So that's why I want to be clear. A name guest who I promote heavily. Like, if we're going to have Colleen back or someone like that, I need to get all the schools, the libraries, and everyone to know that we're hosting this. Colleen has so many books in print. Besides For Kiss Number 8, which is just an exceptional young adult, just an exceptional graphic novel. And the 3 Katie the Cat Sitters, she has about 4 picture books and a guinea pig series, which is also like 5 books. So yeah, I could have done a much better promotion, and that probably would have sold a whole bunch of her books instead of almost none, which is what sold during the not her fault, very much our fault. So that's Free Comic Book Day. Sales were very good on the significant sale items, so we've cleared a bunch of space. We made a chunk of money, but we did not make a completely get out of the hole we're in kind of money. More like keep ourselves above water money. So again, still looking for ways to have a big influx of cash. Sale only works so much. We offered the sale online all week. I have 2 people very sale conscious, obviously without a lot of money, who reached out. One of them was able to find a bunch of stuff. The other has sent me his list for me to review. I'm going to look it over Sunday, hopefully. I wanted to today, but it didn't happen. But he hasn't found anything in our sale items that match his extensive list of what he's looking for. And when you read that list, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to suggest anything else to this person. They do a very good job. They have a very good understanding of what they're looking for, and they're pretty up to date. If the title's like updated, let's say I think this one's February 2024 update, there's stuff on there that came out in March and April. It just says, for instance, future, or the date next to when it's coming out. So this person really keeps up, but they don't have a lot of money. So I will remind you one last time, to anyone watching this, the sale is available online, and it ends Sunday at 8 p.m. So go to yesterday's live stream, episode 1226, and you will see the whole sale. A couple of things there have sold since, but basically the whole sale. If you're a manga collector, heck, if you're a manga seller, the things that I have 75% off on manga, it's just that I don't have the first volumes, and in many cases I don't plan on getting the first volume, so I'm just clearancing them. There's great series there. I'm very surprised at how little of that has moved since Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day, a bunch of it moved, but really kind of stunned. That's been this whole week. A lot of this week has been me thinking about the real clientele shift. We talked about it a bunch. Monday was kind of busy. UPS, well, no, Monday's mess up was Diamond. Diamond had messed up what they told us to write in our checks, so I had to wait for Tuesday to get my stuff, and then Tuesday UPS messed up and did not have my stuff, and then Wednesday we got the book, so it was a little hectic, still a little bit of that craziness from Free Comic Book Day, from the Passover break. Also, cleaning up from Free Comic Book Day, that took through Tuesday anyway, and even today there's still a small pile of stuff that goes into the kids section that is just sitting next to my desk. That's because the kids section is 15% off. Most of that stuff is from just 2 weeks ago. I'm not ready to discount it yet, but please check out the kids section in yesterday's video for 15% off. Use code, what was it? Code Steve? Oh man. Joe, when you watch it, you remind me, what was it? Use code whatever. That Tirza got from some YouTuber. Tuesday, about 20-something great new books came out. I bemoaned not having a certain bunch that, again, we're in the Diamond Order, thank God, and I had on Wednesday. So Wednesday and Tuesday, tons of great stuff came out. We had over 40 books. Many I've waxed on and on about this week. The new Vera Bosargel, the new Kyle Starks, Jasmine and Anthony's Devour, which actually we're almost sold out of. That one, I got, I think, the same number of the Devour as I got of the Vera Bosargel, and we are still stocked, not heavily, but still stocked on the Vera, but I think one left of Devour. What else? Then we got a huge restock on Thursday, all the Invincible stuff. I believe for Fine Print Volume 1, which I've been complaining about numerous times, that Fine Print Volume 2 came out, but Fine Print Volume 1 was out of print. It is not out of print. It was just the way I interpret based on what I got. Some of that stuff in there was stuff I ordered ages ago, and some of that stuff in there, but Diamond is not keeping anything in their warehouse. They get a order from Lunar or maybe Simon & Schuster at this point, whoever holds the Diamond books, every probably month. So I now have to wait a month to know if something's actually out of print, because it's always going to be listed out of print at Diamond. It's kind of frustrating. That's about it. Today was actually kind of busy. A lot of the college kids are starting to have off. A lot of the high schoolers had some free time earlier in the month, but I don't see as many high schoolers as I see college kids. People really don't start shopping in the shop independent. I have tons of early teens and teens who come through and occasionally buy something, and it always dwindles down to one or two who come in less and less by the time high school is ending, and then sometimes they start coming back their first or second year of college, but other times they don't. I had 3 women in the shop who have probably been coming in for 10 years. And I'm pretty sure they were back from their first year at college, because I remember seeing them at least this year during college breaks, and each time thinking, I think these girls used to come in when they were much younger. So that's kind of fun to see. I've also been thinking and talking a lot about, not here on the live stream, but in shop, quite a bit about the way the internet, we talked about here on the live stream, talked about the way the internet perceives comics in the comic world. I definitely talked about that a lot in the shop, but I also talked about the way the internet is responding to the new Superman image for James Gunn. Mostly the conversations end with, of course, it doesn't matter because a giant major studio is putting this out, and whatever you see has nothing to do with what is finally going to come out. And that's been a excuse me, my allergies are starting to get really bad. That has been a huge one this week, both with the Neil Gaiman article, the Neil Gaiman review at New York Times, and the James Gunn Superman image. Very much, what are you going to do? The Neil Gaiman one, where I keep talking about, hey Mark, I keep talking about the fact that there's literally millions of people who read graphic novels, but not heavily or in any way regularly. But they'll read a graphic novel. You know, if they love architecture and they hear an architect they love had a graphic novel made of it, they're going to get it. Not run and get it, but they'll get it. If their favorite writer, has a new book out that's not a series, it's a standalone, they'll grab it. But very often I'm talking about people who walk in the shop and go, hey, those guys who did Criminal, Brubaker and Phillips, do they have anything else? Now, Brubaker and Phillips have done like 9 books since Criminal ended. This person that read none of them, but I would say they read graphic novels. They probably read a couple a year, get it from the library, whatever. There's literally millions upon millions. I would hesitate to say billions just because Japan, Korea, China, they read comics very differently there. And I wouldn't call that the same kind of... A person who reads 1 or 2 graphic novels a year there, I would say doesn't read comics. Because it's just, they're so ubiquitous. It's, if you, like, you know, I would say I don't go to movies, but I probably watch 5 or 6 movies a year. My parents don't watch movies. My father hasn't seen a movie in the theater since the 90s, which he did for work. And the last movie he watched was a documentary about his old boss. And it's probably the only movie he's watched in 2 or 3 years. He doesn't watch movies. Anyway, we need to go get ready for the Sabbath. So I'm going to log out and help everyone load up and hopefully get a lot of rest until Sunday, last day of the sale. Remember, damn it, babies, you gotta be kind.